Hi Flosstube, it's Debbie from Australia. I'm here with my July 2021 cross-stitch update, which has turned into a WIP Parade because this month I have worked on all my projects bar 4. So I've bundled them up as well so we can do a mid-year WIP Parade. As like everyone else, I enjoy watching those and I hope you enjoy mine. Those of you returning, thank you, and those that are new to the channel, I hope you find a project you find interesting enough to come back and watch its progress month to month. I'm going to start with some basic stats, not going into all of them this month because the stitch count was large, but I had 3 new starts and 5 finishes. I will start with my finishes because I finished all 3 new starts this month. First one, Blackbird by Blackbird Designs, a beautiful stitch. I am doing this whole series, the Magical Mystery Tool series. This one was done on 40 count granite that is showing green. It is brown. It is shocking. Come on, don't do this. Let me try another light. Brown can be a hard colour to show, but on my screen that is looking green, but it is a dark brown, and I will be doing a long winding road on the back of this. That light is not helping, and I've got a window outside beside me, but that is Blackbird by Blackbird Designs. Second start was La-Di-Da's Toil and Trouble, which I've always liked. And since last November when I did Something Wicked, I have always wanted to do Toil and Trouble on top of this. And again, I am quite worried about that colours. This is on 40 count murky. It is the brightest green nose, and it's not going to show for you. Brightest green nose. And I just love those two together. I haven't decided whether I'm going to put this on a project bag or whether I'll do one of the drums. It might show the green a little bit better. Double Toil and Trouble, Fire Burn, Cauldron Bubble. By the prickling of my thumb, something wicked this way comes. I just love them. They are so cute. And Michelle, the pattern will go in the mail tomorrow. Another unexpected finish was Garden Door by Wild Violet Cross Stitch. This pattern she actually released with 4 different versions, so you could choose which one you like. I went for option 2, the Dark Door. It is done on a 28 count pale peach, and it is going to become a fairy door in my hallway for little visitors to check out. I think it's beautiful. It is beautiful. The vines coming through. It's just lovely. That's available from Wide Violet, and I think it had a hashtag Garden Door Sale started by Top Knot Stitcher. The Blackbird was part of BBD Weekend Sale by Brenda and the serial stitcher Laura. And another unexpected finish this month was EC's Play Doctor by Punk Purtle Patterns. I have loved this since I saw Michelle working on her model well before it was released. It is just so elegant. It is just beautiful. And I think it was close to 3 o'clock last night. This is on 40 count Anubis. Come on. He is so delicate with his petite bead sitting on his cuffs up here, on his hand up here. And he's got a bicone at the end of his walking stick, just walking through the graveyard. It's just, from the moment I saw the doctor, I knew I just waited and just couldn't not do it. Where was that? I had a perfect spot a minute ago. It is a bit darker than what it's showing there, but it's lovely, lovely. And then there's one more. Where did it go? The last one, you will all know. Come on. I'll come across it. The last one is the July finish for the Snowflake Diaries, the sale I was doing with Kelly month to month. And again, while I think of it, this was EC Play Doctor's sale. Please use the hashtag. More than happy to follow everyone else's finish on this, because again, it's just something I fell in love with from day one. So they are my finishes. The whips. Nearly used every single one of the pins I had. It's hard to fix your hair, I must admit, when you can't work out what side your camera's on. The whips. I started with 20 this month. No, I started with 20 at the beginning of the year. I have had, I should have told you this, I have had 25 starts this year, which brought me to 45, and I have had 25 finishes, so I'm back to 20 whips. Of those 20, I will be showing you 18, because there's 2 that are family stitches that I just don't show on this here, where they might see, family might see. First one, Stitch in Time, Heaven and Earth Designs, Max Colours, super sized, didn't know what I was ordering. Come on, focus. It is beautiful. Fell in love with it. I said I'd never do a Heaven and Earth. As you can see, it's huge. It's going to be huge. I'm actually doing mine. Remove that on 20 count. No, 32 count 1/1. Geez, I hope these colours are coming out right. I participated in the 21,000 stitches for 21 on full coverage group on Facebook, and I am now working on doubling that, so I've got to do 2,000 a month, and I've worked again more on the fan this month, and the before and afters will show you the balance. I think I did over 2,000 this month. I have to get that second challenge done. The next whip I worked on was from Long Dog Samplers Anzac. Again, a beautiful, beautiful whip pattern. This time I managed to find a bottom corner. Again, hope that's coming out green. It is very dark green. I dyed it with Peacock and bottle green dye on 40 count white linen, and altered the pattern slightly to put Anzacs on the platypus because I couldn't pronounce what was written there. It is a deep, deep, deep dark green. If it doesn't show here, it will show when I do befores and afters. What I will try to do, if if they were on the original 20 list, I'll try and put start of the year, last time you saw it, and now, for the ones I've worked on this month. These are all this month ones. Gecko Rouge B by Lorna, Laine. Another one I fell in love with the minute I saw Kelly from Animal Instinct working on it. I just love it. Just love it. Just love it. Can't wait to have it finished. The wings are very, very deceiving. Majority of them have been done. It's being done on 20 count white Aida. Oh, I love that bee. I love that bee. But those flowers and those wings, there's so many colours in them. It's hard to actually, you know, get a finish in those areas. So what I did this time is I wanted to have something I could see, so I did some of the honeycomb in this area to get the stitches up. What I didn't mention, and I'll do it briefly, I did do 24 hours of cross stitch, which are last weekend, yes. And the 7 projects I worked on, for those, I have worked on all week this week, because last Friday my husband was notified by the Department of Health that he was a close contact for a positive COVID individual. So he had to go into self-isolation. We both had to have tests. Apparently once I got the negative test, I could have returned to normal duties as long as we are in separate rooms. This has been my room, hence my lounge chair I bought from the lounge room. So I could watch YouTube and stitch in here. I have the lounge room, the bedroom and the main bathroom. He has the back bathroom, the study, and I have the craft room. He has the lounge room. Anyway, we're all separated, and if we're out of those rooms we wear masks, and we've been doing that since last Friday. My work asked me to stay away, simply because they can't afford to get it in the complex. So I have been stitching on those 7 projects and a couple of others all week, because I figured technically I am placed on special sick leave, so I'm going to do something I like, not all the jobs I should be doing. Anyway, besides that, this one is very hard to show. Oh, that's not too bad with the glare. This is Bellatrix by Filipina. She is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Again, there is a sale for this one. She's a big girl, because when I saw it I wanted to use this yeah, it's not going to come out. Makes me so sad. Again, you'll see the photos. The thing is, I have got a big monitor I'm looking at. It's looking alright in the, you can see the shine and everything occasionally in the laptop screen. I'm hoping the laptop is what you were seeing, because that's closer to the realistic. We're not going to talk about, again, how close I am to the edges, but as I said, this was the fabric I wanted desperately to use for this. And I only had it in 28 count. That window is just amazing. I've started on her hair. I've done more down the bottom, trying to get across the bottom of the dress. I love the cat, and that floral work and that candle is just beautiful. This is part of, pull her out here. Where's the glare coming from? I don't know. It's coming from the actual pattern. There you go. This is part of the Bellatrix birthday sale from Julie, Kansas City girl in a Colorado world, and I am doing it on 28 count Stormy Sky from Sew It All in Australia, and it is a beautiful fabric. I don't believe it's available anymore. I wish it was. I must admit, after I got my first piece, I ordered a whole 8 more. I think I've got 1 piece left. One piece left. she's the only one technically left on scroll rods anyway. Next one I worked on, Garden Party from Mirabilia, Nora Corbett. And I managed to get left girl's head or face. I did a little bit of hair, I stayed up, did extra hair so she wasn't just a face sitting in there. This fabric is called Dragon Queen from Colour Cascade. Dragon Queen? Yes. 18 count Aida. Again, I have done the skin 1/1 simply because I have done it 1/4 to get the 1/1 effect on Aida before, and it gets a little cross stitch, it gets a little pixely when you do that, so, or when I did it, so I thought I'd go 1/1. This is for a friend that we always used to go out back in the days. You dressed up and went to discos and dances, and you got the dark hair, you got the blonde, which was, though I haven't got black hair, my hair was always the dark red, very similar to the colour. I got the fringe done to match the rest of it up the top. Anyway, this is lovely. I will work on the right girl next time. I try and keep them up to the same level. I'm really looking forward to doing the lanterns, to hopefully they are not going to clash with some of the pinks in the fabric, but I think they will be alright. I don't want to have to change the tone of them, but it's another favourite. Ow. Very hard to show because it's shiny paper. He's going to be very big. He's going to be very big. And the only way to show him is, there is what I have done. And it is equivalent to, I am about there. So I'm a bit excited because I am coming up to those eyes, and the eyes, probably because it's so shiny, see their eyes are very, very nicely done. So that's already 1.5 or 70 odd centimeters as it is, but it's gonna be quite big, because I haven't even hit halfway yet. But these are threads that come with the kit. They are not DMC. There are too many variations on the greys to even match it to the DMC. But in reality, they are gorgeous. That's being done on the kit 16 count Black Aida, and is part of the Only 41 Sal with Kelly on Animal Instinct. Got to get better at that. The next WIP I worked on is from Modern Folk Embroidery, called Real Comfort. It's a Jane Austen sampler. I've had this silk from Silks for You. Did I? Yes, I did. PR 155. It is a pink with a very slight variation, but it actually pulls out the pink in this fabric, which is 32 count Lugana Thunderstorms from Silkweavers, and it's beautiful. Now what I did, I didn't mean to, but I'm going to leave it, is I merrily started 2/2 and I hit those birds down the bottom and the leaves, and I've gone to 1/2. It looks fine, so I'm merrily going to continue. It's a bit shocked, I don't know. Obviously you should look at your project before you keep going on, but it's lovely. I'm looking forward to finishing that one. Another one part of the Only 40 Once sale with Kelly I started was Raccoon. I guess there's a lot more stitches in there than what you think. I'd like to think he'd be finished soon. He's being done on 28 white Evenweave, and that is where I am up to. So I've sort of got his chin, his nose, and his chin. There's a few more stitches on this side, because I try and keep it, as I work down, I try and keep it sort of even as I go down, and then I can come across to the nose and down to his neck. He looks a lot better on the screen here, so maybe it's just the fact that you need, like a HAED, you need to just step away. But he's very cute. Another enjoyable project. Sarah Handley, 1847, reproduction sampler from Mojo Stitches. Fell in love with it, fell in love with the little chilies. It's all just so lovely. On Jo's website, if you go to her blog, she actually gives you the story about it, talks about Sarah, and also gives you options that if you don't want to buy the full fancy floss, which ones are worth getting to get the effects you need in the right places, and the rest of it tells you that, you know, DMC is more than fine. I am doing this on 40 count vintage coffee from Jay's X Stitch. I had last month all the chili border done. I managed to get 5 rows of the sampler done this month. It is lovely, and not only is it lovely to stitch on because I just enjoy the pattern so much, smelling the coffee is really nice too, Jay, when you work on it. So look at the little chilies, they are so cute. They are so cute. Whether they're meant to be chilies or not, I don't know, but I'm with Joe. They look like chilies, not roses, and it works for me. It's a lovely design. Here's my 5th finish. In the wrong spot. 5th finish, Snowflake Diaries. We've only got one more to go, which is August, and we've done the whole year, and then we've got to go and do a massive big finishing project. This is July. The flamingos and the flowers. Very cute. I've enjoyed doing this series very much. I can't wait to finish the last one. We can nearly do the border in our sleep, but it's been enjoyable the whole way long, and I'm really looking forward to that with the finishes. Actually, I'll put it back with the whips because technically I've still got one to go. Next, I worked on the temperature bobbins from Jardine Privé. It's a free chart on her website. I just thought it was really, really cute and lovely. This is being done on 22 count white Aida, and I'm up to date. You can see we've had 5 very cold mornings. We've had 4, 5, 6 very hot days during the year. But where I live is a pretty temperate place. But winter can get chilly, but we've been very lucky this year, really. Those 5s are the range of -4 to -9, I think. I haven't used the bottom colour yet. Got to hit -10 for that. I'm quite happy not to. Next project I worked on was Templar Prophecy from Log Dog's Samplers. This one's for me. I love this one. This time I took it out of the Q-snaps and I put it on various boards to try and give you the full picture so far. I also this month took the red flags out. They were just wrong, just looked so wrong. So I took them out and changed them up. This month what I worked on is bringing this up. And I'm going to continue to come up. I think there is at least another 3 inches to come up. And then I will come across the top. I got this colour coded on a big printout. I've done a copy of the chart and I've stuck it all together and I've coloured it in to make sure I don't get all the greys. There's 3 different greys as well as PR 60. No, I have to write it down. This is a silk from Silks for You, and I took the 3 greys out of it to bring it in over the other side to sort of change it up a little bit, with tiny pops of red in the centres, in the butterflies. All the butterflies will be red as I go along, but to make it easier so I don't have to sit there and try and work out what's coming next, I did the colouring in, colour coding it to the various greys so I can see where I'm going. Next, I'm hoping this is a finish next month. White Christmas from Mirabilia, Laura Corbett. I've always liked this one. This one is being done on, don't be swinging there. This one is being done, just excuse me a moment. There we go. I left it on here, and again it's showing blue. The photo will show you that is the most beautiful purple fabric out. It is called Underground King. It is 40 count from Colour Cascades. All those white stars in the background are glow in the dark. I had to change the hair slightly because I'm using 1/1, so I couldn't use the blended threads they wanted. It's not showing as intense in the colour, and I think it's simply because of how intense the colours are. But again, the photos will show you. And all she needs now is her beads and many treasures. So she will hopefully be finished next month. They were the whips that I worked on this month. I have got, like I said, the rest of my projects here to finish up the WIP Parade. The first one is from the Stitching Parlour, a ball at Neverfield. This pattern was lent to me by the lovely Amanda from Pennington Terrace because she knew I have finished behind me, or behind my chair Daughters of Longbourn, and she had the ball at Neverfield, so she has lent this to me so I can get it done. And this is where I'm up to. Again, I am doing it on the same fabric as Daughters of Longbourn, 28 white, 28 count white Evenweave. The top is all finished, and I've got to just do the bottom with the 2 couples and the other bits and pieces, and I'll be done. So it's not far off a finish either. I love the colour in the house. It's just very nice for the house. It looks terrific in real life too. Another one is Botany Bay sampler from Fox and Rabbit. Come on. Again, it is a photograph, so it's hard to get it on there. I like this because the actual content was Australian based. So the minute it came out at, what they used to call it, market, I got it. I got all the proper threads. Now I'm hoping this is going to work. I didn't have enough pins by the time I got to this stage to pin it up completely. This is where I am up to. This hill is very, very big. There's a lot of just basic stitching in there, but all the stuff down the bottom, the specialty stitches, the corners, and you just can't merely just get into a pattern and go because it's a reproduction. It has been done as the young girl did it. And the other thing I'm very interested to see, hopefully at Expo at the beginning of this, at the end of this month, because this is the 1st of August, 2021, is I believe Fox and Rabbit got hands on actual Australian samplers stitched in Australia. So I'm interested to see what they look like. I'm not big on samplers, and because usually they're so large, but it'll be interesting to see what the content is. The next WIP I have is an evening in the Shire by Cute Patterns by Maria. This is the one that backstitch rules. So you've got to pay attention to your back stitches as you go along. Again, I'm hoping, well, the pattern photo will definitely show you. It is a beautiful fabric called Deep Water from Colour Cascades 32 count. I don't think the yellow is popping. It's a bit there. It is lovely. It is beautiful. I'm doing this in stitch along with, I believe, Laura Stitches, X Stitches, started it, or I said I'd join her, and I believe Michelle is also joining in for it with us. So if anyone wants to join us, you're quite welcome. It is a really, really lovely one, but you've got to be in the mood to sit there and really count your stitches. I've had a couple of reverse stitching sessions, but it's on track now. This one has been in the naughty corner. This is Little House Needleworks Kringles. I love this pattern the minute I laid my eyes on it. I love the fact that they didn't split it up. They put it all out at the same time. I'm doing it on 40 count Meadow Rue, which I believe is Lakeside Linens, and I'm having a problem with the black. Those that are returners will know that. You can see various blacks I have tried. I have got another black that I'll show you later in the video that I'm going to try, and I've also got black licorice to try. I'm just not happy with that grey black because I don't think Kringles jumps out at you. Let's go back to that. Just doesn't appear to be as dark as in there, and I really want it to be, so I'm not going to get rid of it because I really love the project, but I've got to do something about that black first and work out. Down the bottom there's 310, 3371 and black coffee, I believe. So I'm going to try, I've got two more to try before it really goes off the WIP list, but at the moment I'm not prepared to take it off. Another one I didn't work on this month is Crossword from Long Dog Samplers. This is a lovely pattern. I am doing this on 40 count white opal linen. using DMC 115, and it is just lovely. It's lovely. It's amazing on these as you go along. I went from no long dogs to working on 3 now. You just stitch along and all of a sudden you see these things just pop out. Because I look at the stitches and basically I've only got that one corner to go. That one's heading up for a finish as well. So they're my 20 whips I'm still currently working on. This month there will be 1, 2, 3, I know of 3 starts. I will be starting August as the final one of our Snowflake Diaries, stitched along with Kelly. I will be starting, and this is where purchases comes in. I have purchased, framework will come out. It is the 1st of August here, but I believe it will come out on the 2nd of August because we're in the future when it comes to these things. So the framework comes out, and then they have this excellent way, and they have listed when all the parts will come out, including weeks off, which I think is just fabulous. So well done. And I can't wait for that one. And yes, I twisted Kelly's arm. She's doing it now. Didn't take much, I must admit. Now, for that one, I haven't decided which side I'll be using, but I am going to be using this. V&T dyed this. I think the darker side is too dark, but the lighter side, if I find the right one, I'll check out what the frame looks like. This was actually, I know it sounds terrible, but this was 40 count ostrich egg, which was white with dark green or green spots on it from XJ Designs, XJ Designs. But I'd often wondered what I was going to do on it. But when you look at the colours on this, there is a very similar green base to it, and I think now I've toned it down, it should work. And if it doesn't, I will start again on something else, but that's the plan so far. Another start I intend to do is, couldn't help myself, I saw someone on Instagram stitching Merry Christmas from our forest embroidery. Just so lovely. So it took a while, but I found the cord for fabric, which I didn't take out of the bag. So I'm stitching this with the lovely Anne, who is doing it on black, and it looks fantastic. This is called Summer Khaki. I went that way because my husband really liked them too, and I thought if I turn around and just on black, he might not like it quite as much. I've got a very big mantelpiece in my lounge room, so I think it'd look lovely on that. So I'll be starting that this month. Then I had my usual monthly threads from A Stitch in Time down in Tasmania, yes, and they're all linked below. Everything's linked below. These are the classic Colourworks. Come on. I need to put my elbow on something so I don't shake. There we go. Beautiful colours. Gentle Arts. Can't see Cotton Candy. Cotton Candy is basically white with a very pale pink, a very, very pale pink coming through it, but it just disappears. Just disappears. Oh, there we go. Again, depends what monitor you're going to see. God, it's a laptop. Next one, Weeks Dye Works. What? These come to you alphabetical, and it's amazing how many. I've got common names. I've got caught out once, but I now know to double check when I'm doing things. And the bane of my life. More green, but they're really pale green, so I'm hoping they've ran out of the green dye and we'll go to a different colour next month. And I keep saying I'm going to stop this one, but so far I have not. So they're the July threads. I also got 2 fabrics from Needleworker's Delight. I have got, you're not going to show, I have got, you can see the different tonals. The top one is spruce green and the back one is tropical oasis. This one is a green, a real green, and this one is, that's a nice one of that. That is the colour of that, Opal Oasis. Is that the spot? No, it's still showing up blue, but you can see it's actually a different colour. It's a green. They're just flat, no mottling on those at all. And then I got a lovely gift from the lovely Liz in Canberra for Christmas in July. I actually asked her to, Silks for You have been travelling around New South Wales, having shops, stopping at shops so people can actually go and check out their silks. And it was coming to Canberra, and because of the current Delta strain running around in New South Wales, I have not been going to Canberra for everyone's safety. But I asked Liz if they had any black, because I'm going to use this for the cryptic, and I also may use it for crinkles. This is PR070 and it is black. There is no mottling that I can see. And then I asked her how much, and she found it for me, and bless her, she just sent it to me, and I'm very appreciative and love it, Liz. And that's turned up. She actually sent it to me. I think next weekend is our next stitching meetup, but I am still unsure with the current situation whether, I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable turning up, so I'll check with them first. I do believe that's everything. I've got no idea how long this is. There's nothing on this system that tells me how long I've been going. I hope it hasn't been too long. As I said quickly, I did do last weekend 24 hours of cross stitch. I managed to get for the weekend 4,491 stitches. I worked on 7 projects. I did 4 for 3 hours and 3 for 4 hours. Then, as per my personal planning, is if I pick up a WIP, I like to do a minimum of 1,200 stitches before it gets put down. So, because of course they didn't get that, because you slow right down when, I got a lot, the ones that are one colour, easy, you can just whack them out. But when you're changing colours, you slow down. So I did use this last week in my solitary confinement to, with hubby, to catch them up to their 1,200, so everyone's had their share of stitches this month. I'll have the total at the end. I'm thinking some people get annoyed, so I'm not going to say it right at the start. But as I said, I've got plenty of time, and a lot of mine are monochrome, or I can just sit there of an afternoon as soon as I'm home from work after tea and just stitch, so it doesn't take me that long, or I can get a fair bit done. Anyway, I enjoyed 24 hours cross stitch. After 2 times, I am team sleep, because I did notice, at the start you got a lot of stitches done, and then coming them out 18 hours, you really slow down. And I thought, for a quick, or even, going to bed normally, you can still fit in the 24 hours and you maintain your speed because you're not exhausted. not that I was, once you sort of get past a certain tiredness, that just goes away and you're raging again. So I'm team sleep now, and I enjoy team sleep. Other than that, Tim and I have both had our second negatives. Hubby went up and got he had to have a third test. He won't be back at work until Wednesday night. I can go back tomorrow. I can get out tomorrow. It has been quite different. You know, you can stay at home and not want to go until someone tells you you can't go, and then all of a sudden you want to go and do all these things. Anyway, it looks like we have been extremely lucky and missed it. I am hoping all of you are safe and stay safe, and hopefully if we continue with our masks and with the immunisation and all of it. I've had my second one now, so it's been over. It's probably Monday will be 2 weeks since I've actually had that, so I'm all good, and hopefully if we can all get done, we can start moving around again and meeting people in real life. Until then, I look forward to seeing you next month. Stay safe and take care. Goodbye. I'm going to have to cut this off because I can't find my mouse.